好きです。まだちゃんと言ってなかったから。
When a bubbly extrovert and a blunt introvert sit side by side, they might just change each other's words. As an anime adaptation of the manga series, You and I Are Polar Opposites has been confirmed and is set to premiere on January 11, 2026. Produced by Studio Latte, directed by Takakazu Nagatomo. Suzuki is a high school girl in love, but the guy she's fallen for is nothing like her. While she's cheerful, outgoing, and always trying to fit in, her classmate Tani is stoic, quiet, and doesn't seem to care what people think of him. After a minor misunderstanding forces her hand, Suzuki confesses her feelings, only to discover to her absolute delight that Tani feels the same way. Starting right off the bat with the confession and the two dating, You and I Are Polar Opposites ventures into the innocent, pure and wholesome love between Suzuki and Tani. Unlike many high school romances that focus on a lead up to a confession or big gestures, this one zooms in on what comes after. The small insecurities that follow even when your feelings are mutual. Stuff like the tension between wanting to seem mature and wanting to act natural, and the fear of losing that fragile, special connection that just began. In many ways, the series captures the quiet anxiety of being loved. The idea that love doesn't instantly make you confident, but instead exposes parts of yourself you didn't even realize were fragile, not just for you to see, but for your loved one to see also. The series then shifts its focus from the agonizing, will they, won't they, to the much more complex and often more relatable question of how will they make it work. Hence the title. The characters are of course the best part of the series, with Suzuki being a bright and outgoing girl, but someone who is deeply concerned with maintaining a likable image, someone who pretends to not overthink stuff but most certainly does overthink everything. Not because she's shallow, but because she genuinely cares. Tani, on the other hand, is completely straightforward and unconcerned with external judgment, and it's refreshing to see a character that, while definitely blunt, is forthright about his feelings for Suzuki. Not in a tsundere way, but in a straightforward, I love you kind of way. His honesty encourages Suzuki to drop off a card and be her genuine self. Fierce and all, an extremely heartwarming and relatable journey for many. Another strong point of the series is that when misunderstandings or anxieties arise, the characters, especially Tani, don't let things fester for episodes. They often talk things out, displaying a level of honesty and introspection rarely seen in shoujo shonen romance, making their relationship feel grounded and quite realistic. The dialogue is another refreshing point, representing the contrast in their speech, working in favor to the comedy, the romance, and the overall vibe. I enjoyed a particular scene in the series that nails the idea of prejudice in relationships. Specifically, that instinctive reaction people have when they see someone beautiful dating someone who, well, isn't quite matching outwardly. While I would not say that there aren't emotional conflicts and drama, the series largely avoids over-the-top manipulative romantic tropes like prolonged love triangles or contrived romantic setbacks. It's consistently sweet, feel-good that prioritizes the small, honest moments of a growing relationship. Coming to what looks promising, I would say all the Labyrinth track isn't really a big studio with a big portfolio. They have done their job as far as I have seen, which I feel will positively translate to this anime too. The manga's distinct charm and its free-flowing, dueling visuals could help it stand out if animated properly. Director Takakazu Nagatomo has mainly worked on storyboards with little experience as far as I see, which is a potential concern, but he has worked on some good stuff like March Comes In Like a Lion, so I'm hoping that experience paves the way for something new here. In addition, is the fact that the series is concise and has already finished serialization, drastically reducing the chance of filler or a rushed, inconclusive ending, with this anime likely scheduled for a complete adaptation. If I had to talk about some weak points, it would be the tendency to lean more on standard high school rom-com staples later in the series, which isn't necessarily a weakness but more of, I have seen this scenario before. Also, since the series has already ended, the ending itself might get mixed opinions in terms of ending it too soon or requiring more depth on some of the other interesting characters which the series lacked. So there's that, but other than this, there really isn't much to say. Personally, if everything goes well, I don't see why this would not be a hit. Being rated at least a minimum of 7.5 on Mark, it's got a lot going for it, including its short yet sweet romance that everyone digs, a direction with concise plot, and an actual end to it. So, if you enjoy cozy romances like Kubo-san, Horimiya, and The Dangers in My Heart, then this might just be for you. If you enjoyed this video, then do consider subscribing to my channel for more.